Good morning, my family. All right. Let's get this started. How is everyone? Let me make sure I can see the comments. Hold on. Can you guys hear me? Should be able to hear me with this super awesome mic that we have. All right, let me go from the top. Good morning, Paige. Oh, I'm sorry you're ill. Oh, and you had to cancel your doctor's appointment. Well, if you're gonna cancel your doctor's appointment while you're ill, this is the best place for you to be. And I'm sorry that you're sick. I hope it's not anything too major. But if you could be here with us, that's good. You'll feel better after the show. Don't worry. Trust me. Someone's home with the flu. Who's home with the flu? From the top. Joe, I'm sorry you're home with the flu. But again, if you have to be home or ill, the best place for you to be is in a mod Kaffeeklatsch. We're gonna have a little discount, guaranteed to make you feel better. Awesome. Good morning, Chris Chrisman. Good morning, Laura. Let's see who else. Good morning, this other Facebook user who hasn't given the first one who says this is a first. This is a first. I made it on time. Good morning, Trisha. Hello, welcome. Heather, good morning. Yawn, writer's block and insomnia do not mix. Well, see, I don't subscribe to writer's block. So since I don't get that subscription, I never have a writer's block. But insomnia, I have had. And no, it's not fun to have it. You end up kind of tired and just it's not good. Your brain is racing all the time. Who gave up on StreamYard? I'm just going to Mark. It's just self-identify as yourself, Mark. How about that? Enid, I agree. Good morning. Kali is very scary. I was just telling Chris that a little while ago. Morning. Don't forget to allow StreamYard. You're here. I'm going to put the link up that Chris just shared with us. Show. Don't forget to allow StreamYard. I can't see your name. I have to ask Dolly who's here, and then she's going to tell me who you are. But just say, hey, this is X, and don't put X. Put your name, and then type your comment. Good morning, Tommy. Great, you hear me loud and clear. It's fantastic. Mark, hear me loud and clear. Excellent. Okay, I'm glad you guys can hear me loud and clear. Kathy, Ringo, be your huckleberry, Kathy. You know I'm always gonna do that, right? I'm just I think I told you this, but just know this is gonna happen, Kathy. Like you've heard, I'm sure you heard it before. You always 100% yourself. I'm glad because no one else can be you, so you're always yourself. All the short story ideas you're coming up with want to become books. I totally feel your pain, Chris. Welcome to Feral Story Syndrome, FSS. Actually, what ends up happening with me is, if you've those of you who are on Patreon are understanding this. If you've noticed, a lot of my stories. So Patreon started with like these really short, micro short stories to 1,000 words, 2,000 words. What was the last one on? Like 4,000, 6,000, something crazy. So even the short stories that are supposed to be Patreon short stories are trying to go like, yeah, I don't think we're gonna be short stories. We're gonna be a little bit longer. So now they're kind of muscling into novella area, you know. So it's like, yeah, it's hard to sometimes keep them contained. Nope. All right, I'm gonna remove this. Go to StreamYard.com, Facebook, and give them permission to see your name, please. That way I know who's who. Okay, hiding this. All right. So let me just do all the shout outs. We got people here. So yeah, we're on YouTube. So you can find us at Bitten Peaches, Bitten Peaches Publishing or Storyteller at Bitten Peaches. So we're there. As always, we're trying to get to 1,000. So please help us get to 1,000 subscribers. So if you're on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and share the channel with other people so we can get to 1,000 subscribers. It would be awesome. That's our first stretch goal, I guess, is to get to 1,000, and then from there, build it up to 1 million. That's a good stretch goal, 1 million. Let's do that. And then on Instagram, so I have a list that I got from Dolly of all the awesome lines that were in. Is this all Corpse Road, baby? From Corpse Road, and some of them are really good. Now it's just a matter of me putting them on Instagram. So I have them. Here's the list. I don't think you can see them. Oh, there you go. You can see them. So Now I just got to put them on Instagram as excerpts. So we're on Instagram. Here's our Instagram link. Thank you, Chris. Go follow us on Instagram. We're at Bitten Peaches, Instagram.com, Bitten Peaches. You'll find us. There are a few Instagram pages that say Bitten Peaches. I did that because I wanted to capture all the Bitten Peaches so no one else could take a Bitten Peaches and start saying we're Bitten Peaches. And so go to the one that has the excerpts. You'll see the ones that have like excerpts from the book. That's the one that's the most active. The other ones are ours, but that one's the most active. So go there, follow us, join us there. Mark says, are you married to a lady named Katie? I don't know who's asking. Who's asking Mark if he's married? Okay. Good morning, Audrey. Welcome. Late, at least you're here. That's the thing. And I think you've kept up your streak. Let me see. Hold on. Let me check. Let's see. Audrey should be here. Just checking. Yep. Audrey's not fooling around. Audrey has kept up her streak from like the beginning. Yeah. But Mark, maybe you could call her Katie, see what happens, right? I'll be at the funeral. Make sure I get an invitation. Oh, okay. Thank you, Chris, for keeping me on track. Chris is like, you got things to let people know. All right, so we're on Instagram at Bitten Peaches. So go to at Bitten Peaches. You find us there. Then we're on Binge Books. This is our Binge Books link. So go. This is our Binge Book links. Find us there. Follow. Leave your reviews for the books that are there. I mean, all our books are on Binge Books. So just go there and you can leave a quick review as social proof of how you like the books and things like that. We're also on BookBUB. And BookBUB has been pretty awesome with us lately. BookBUB and Binge Books have been pretty awesome promoting the books. So again, you can go to bookbub.com. It's free. Just go, join up, and follow us. And then you can leave reviews for the books that you've read. Maybe and the books that you want to read, you know? Look, listen, Mark. I'm just saying, if you call her Katie, let's find out. It's like an experiment. Let's see what happens. That's all. We're on we have a swag store at Zazzle. So here's the link if you want to go get some swag. Here's the link. This is with the affiliate link. So this helps us track what's happening. And so go there and just get some swag. As you can see, I'm wearing some swag now. I have my swag hat. This is a swag shirt. So I'm definitely swagged out today. And we have a new patron for Patreon. Huge shout out to James Burns. And this is our Patreon link. It's the Magic Squad. So join the Magic Squad. Different tiers at the Magic Squad, because you can join at different tiers. Different tiers get access to different things. It's pretty awesome. The Magic Squad is just developing, and it's getting better and better. Oh yeah, this one. Yeah. So recently, Craig El Dragon shared a link. This is to support our. Let me remove this Patreon link. So make sure you get the Patreon link. Patreon.com, Bitten Peaches Publishing. Go there. Join up. Our tiers start at 5. So our tiers start at 5 and go up from there. So join us and join the Magic Squad. Okay, so recently, Craig El Dragon Zimic shared a link. This is from Till Valhalla project, right? So it says "No Hero Left Behind." This is a special mug that when you purchase one of these, they don't sponsor us or anything. I'm just letting you know that this is something that we do. This goes to creating monuments for veterans. So go to the Till Valhalla project. Craig shared the link, but I'm sure we can get the link up again. You know, and when you buy one of these, it goes towards the monetary cost of creating a monument that goes to veterans. So No Hero Left Behind is what it says, and this is the link for it. Every so often I like to share the things that we do, but this is one of the things that we do. We support our vets. My sister's a vet, so we have military in my family, and so it's important to support our troops. I'm really big on supporting our troops. It's huge. because understand, I am cognizant enough to understand that the only reason we enjoy the freedoms we have today is because people fought and died for them. So, you know, let's this is just a small way of recognizing those brave men and women who gave up everything for us, you know. So if you're waking up in a free country this morning, and you know, you have to understand that it didn't come easy. It was paid for in blood, sweat, and tears. All right. So, and thank you for your service. Who's saying I'm a vet? I'm a vet too. Kitty, thank you, Kitty, for your service. Right. So every order helps save more veteran lives and honor fallen heroes. So this is the mug. I'm not going to use it to drink in. This is a mug for me to just kind of have as a on my shelf. So I have it on my shelf over here, and it looks amazing. And it's just a small thing of what I could do to help vets. Bye, Laura. Okay, if you have to get clearance for the upcoming surgery, go do what you got to do. Okay, but thank you so much for being here and visiting with us today. I hope everything goes well with the surgery. Is that Kitty again? Born, raised, and served? David, check the text.
That was Kitty.
Again?
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. Huh? Yes, Kitty, why don't you self-identify? Okay, so we know it's you. We hope everything goes well, Laura. So if you're watching the show later, I want to say this early so people, you know, sometimes people watch the show because it's recorded and then it's put up. If you're watching the show later, I want to express a huge thank you for watching the show. I know you can't always make it when it's live. So if you're watching this at a later date, at a later time, even if it's today at a later time, then just a huge thank you for watching it, and know that you are appreciated. Thank you so much for watching the show. Okay, what else we got? We went through everything. Oh, so let's do the promos. Any new authors have new books out? Chris, do we have any new authors with new books? My book isn't coming out until I think late February, the wrong month. Late February, early March is Endgame Tango. That's a Treadwell Part 3. So if we have no new books, listen, we're gonna have to have like one banner. Support our indie authors. So just go out, find indie authors that you know, that you've discovered, and support them. So I'm not gonna say any off the top of my head because the list is quite long. But if you know an indie author that's out there, and you know, this is a very, how would I describe it? It's kind of like a weird solitary community. It's like a weird paradox, right? You're in a community of writers and authors, but each one is doing their own thing. So it's kind of being together and alone at the same time. So the one way that you can show these authors that their work is being appreciated is getting their books and also sharing, talking about their books. Because every author appreciates when you mention them or when you bring them up to other people and say, hey, I just read this great book. Why don't you go pick it up? So please support our indie authors. It's really important for them, and it's important for them to keep writing. You know, our authors, many authors depend on the sharing, the word of mouth, so they can keep writing. It's really, really important. Yes, and everyone, writing can be very hard. So anyone that tells you it's easy is fudging just a bit, because writing can be quite tough. All right, so how is everyone doing? It's early, great. So I'm gonna look at the clock now. It says 12. That's the wrong time. It's 11:47. 11:47. I'm gonna blink and it's gonna be 12:30. I know that. So it's 11:47. Sometimes I feel like I'm Sid. Angie Fox has another Southern Ghost Hunter book coming out in March. All right, so guys, here's the link. Let's go support Angie. I don't know anything about the Southern Ghost Hunter, but it sounds fun. So it's called Death Drive Southern Hunter Mysteries. I'm guessing that's an Amazon. Yes, it's an Amazon link, so go get it. Yeah, guys, that's what we do. People know them. Let me give you a little bit of the scoop. So you guys have become somewhat, I don't want to say infamous because that has a negative connotation, but you've had some notoriety, the mob itself, because every time I've mentioned a book or an author, The mob mobilizes. So maybe we should say the mob mobilizes. So many ideas for shirts. The mob mobilizes and goes and gets that author's book, talks about that author, kind of blows them up, and they get really, like, they get recognition. So the mob is amazing. You guys are incredible. I've always said it. You guys are the most amazing mob family on the planet. You see a book, a link, an author, and you guys go and do what you got to do and support that author, and that author feels appreciated. So, because, you know, writing a book doesn't happen overnight. It takes, okay, it's a range, right? For some authors, it takes a few weeks. For some authors, a few months. And for some authors, a few years. So at the end of that trajectory, when you finish writing the book, some authors, like me, I'm usually thinking several books ahead, so I don't make it a big deal. But I always have a ritual with Dolly that we drink our imaginary sake, and we have our sake, and I take a moment to acknowledge I finished the book, and then I'm already on the next book. But for a lot of authors, that's a really, 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 I mean, it's a huge deal for me too. But it's so that my brain is always thinking, okay, where's the next story? I got to get that next story out. But for a lot of authors, it is a huge deal. So the least we can do as readers is go out and support them and get their books. I have so many books that I haven't read, but I make sure I get them. I get the books from these authors because I know what it means to write a book and then someone buys your book. That's like huge. And then even more if they read it and talk about it and share it. So please. So just get these books, guys, please. Thank you, Wendy. I truly appreciate the shout out for Angie Fox. That's awesome. All right, I'm gonna hide this link. Okay. 51 and sunny. Yeah, it's not sunny here today. It's raining, but I'll tell you what it is. It is, according to our thermostat out here, 45 and feels like 41 and raining. So there you go. That's what our weather is out here. So how is everyone doing? I've been taking a little mini break, but not really, because I haven't been actively writing the way I normally write, like at the pace I normally write, because I had to, after Corpse Road, I had to put my brain on hiatus just to kind of let it cool off. But I've been writing other things, and I've been reworking some ideas, and I've been tweaking and adjusting Blur, because that's going to come out very soon. It's going to be re-released, Blur, so I can continue the series, because I'm saying 5 books, but it might be 3 books. Who knows? I may not have it in me to write 5 books for a Blur, a pentology again. We'll see. And I say that as I'm writing Mountain Strong number 23. So it depends on the series, right? And Endgame Tango, Treadwell, I'm in the midst of that right now. So, and that's book 3 of Stray Dogs, the Treadwell Supernatural Directive. And that's coming along pretty great. It's pretty fun. And a little bit of a different twist. And if you've read the snippet, you know that Gray is in this story. And anytime Gray is in a story, it's fun. It's weird, because when I write Night Warden books, it puts me in a different frame of mind. But when I cameo Gray anywhere, it's okay. It's this strange, weird thing that my brain has to do. I don't know what it is. But he's a great character on his own, and he's even more fun when he cameos in a story, like when he was in the Rule of the Council, or when he's in Monty Strong, when they kind of team up, you know. That's always fun to have Gray come in. In this story, you're going to see some of Gray and maybe Frank. Frank might come in. Sebastian already made mention of Gray's sidekick, an electrical lizard, and that's going to go over really well with Frank. So I might bring Frank in just to kind of spice things up, just to shock things a bit. So yeah. Yes, everyone needs to recharge. I strongly recommend, as authors, that after you write a book, take a few days off if you can, and recharge your brain. Yeah, I think it's a direct ratio to how quickly you wrote the book. The faster you wrote the book, the more you're gonna need to recharge. Gray really works well as a cameo. Walk on Mysterious. Yeah, he's definitely that Man in Black Where did he come on? Where he came on really well. I think it was in Rule of the Council, where you didn't know who he was initially, and he's confronted by one of the guys, and they think they're gonna take him out, and that's such a mistake. Such a mistake. Oh, someone's asking you a question, babe. Oh, Mark Mullinex. Listen, don't make me call you wife, Mark. I will. I will. Gray's one of my favorite characters, and I've always said Dan's not here because if Dan was here, he'd probably say Silk is the man because Silk is the man. But if there's a character I relate to the most, it would be Gray. I don't know why, because he's such a different character, but I really relate to Gray. So the question for Dolly is, do you notice any changes in Orlando depending on what he's writing? Like after writing a Peaches heavy story, does he want a lot more meat? Yeah. Well, it's a question for you.
Whether you
do I change the
more meat after? No, you eat meat every day.
I eat meat every day. I'm protein heavy.
Despite
trying
to
make me a vegetarian. Vegetarian. That's like saying I don't need to drink coffee. Yeah.
It's just I think when you write Night Warden series, you're a little bit more serious.
Oh yeah, you said that. You said that the other day when you called me. I was using my writer voice.
Yeah.
Can you describe my writer voice for the MoB, for the Kaffeeklatsch? Because I don't know what I sound like really.
Your writer voice is kind of distant and super serious and intense.
Yeah. Yeah, because Dolly called me. I was writing, but it's like part of my brain acknowledged the fact that Dolly called me. So that's like the most important thing to me, right? But I was also writing and I was in the middle of a scene. So my brain kind of went like, okay, you have to deal with both these situations right now. So I know I spoke to her. I know I said, what did I don't remember what I said.
I don't remember.
Yeah. It was short. I was to the point in short, like, like I wasn't brushing her off, but if she didn't know me, I guess it could come across as a brush off, right? Because it comes off distant and like distracted. Yeah. I'm a member of PETA, people eating tasty animals. Hey, I'm a member of that kind of PETA too. So yeah. Meat is life. We have it on a shirt, right? We have meat is life on the shirt with peaches, right? Okay, yeah. I don't know. I don't use that criteria because whenever Dolly calls me, it's important. But other phone calls, yeah, I won't answer them. I'll be like, yeah. If it's not Dolly or someone like in the family, it's not really that important. I rarely speak on the phone unless it's family. Really, you have to be family, close family, for me to talk to you on the phone. And I'm also part of the generation where it's easier to text. I can text you and then get it done. And because talking on the phone ties me up. And it's like, nah, we're not going to do that. We're just going to text. And if it's really, really important, we'll call, But other than that, I don't really. Yeah. And it's so funny because I can be in the house with the kids and I'll call them sometimes when they're like in the kitchen or far and I don't want to go out there. Then I'll call them. But even then, sometimes we'll text. So, because even when you yell in our house, there's so many corners and walls and things. You have to use my voice to yell to get across, to get the voice across. Yeah. So yeah, and I'm a card-carrying member of people eating tasty animals too. Yeah. You don't get to be my size, and I know it's true. You can if you're a vegetarian. It's not. I have nothing against vegetarians. So,
yeah, I didn't say to be a vegetarian the whole time. I just said like
part time,
1 day of the week.
Yeah, 1 day a week.
To not eat meat.
Again, that's like saying don't drink coffee.
Maybe even one meal.
One meal. You don't know how funny you sound. So. Listen, I have nothing against not eating meat. Really, I don't. It's just that my body is acclimated or used to eating meat. Protein is essential. Meat is life. You would think someone who writes meat is life, you'd get that. I'm a huge. I'm the #1 fan of the Peaches Club. Meat is vida, is life. So yeah, you know, it's like, would you ask a lion to go to eat grass for one meal? No.
You're not a lion, and lions don't talk.
But they eat meat every meal. They even hunt, run miles chasing that meat. All right. Heather says, my mom usually calls from the living room, annoying to me, but yeah, listen, Dolly can't use her voice to call the kids because her voice, as amazing as it is, does not carry. It doesn't. You can hear her. It's not because of her voice. It's because we have this Shure mic that's a super mic, right? That's the only reason you can hear her. But if she tries to call the kids and they're like one room away, her voice doesn't leave this room. Yeah. I've called them with headphones and they hear me. So I'm going to give you my thunder voice.
No, it just happens we don't have headphones, right?
Oh, it could be that too. Okay, let's continue. Am I going to watch a new Avatar adaptation? It looks good. And it looks unlike the movie. It looks like it has stayed true to the animated episode. So if it has stayed close to the animated episode, because Netflix sometimes does weird things with properties, right? I will watch it. In fact, I'm gonna watch the first episode because the casting was done really well. The casting looks very much like the animated episodes. I think the kids will like it because some of them, the older ones, remember Avatar, and so it looks like it was done well. So hello, Carrie, welcome. My grandmother had all vegetable meals that were scrumptious. Yeah, you know what? I'll tell you what. My mom used to make something called like asopao, which is like a soup type, a stew type thing. And sometimes she would make it vegetable only, and it was good. But you got, I think what the key there is the seasoning, you know. But most of it I had beef. Okay, most of the time I had beef, or
What if it's beef flavored?
beef flavored. I had oxtails. She would get oxtail, and one time I asked her, I said, "What is that?" Because it look oxtail when it's not cooked looks weird. You know, it looks just like section of the tail and like these pieces of meat that's like a cylinder or like a disc. But when she cooked it, oh, oxtail stew is just so good. So she would do that, or she would make one that was like a broth, like a stew. Yeah, like but beef flavor. She would use those bouillon things. Yeah. So that doesn't mean you should do it. Just mean I'm just saying that's what she would do. Bacon drippings make a vegetable soup. Wow, see, that also sounds like an instant heart attack. So, but oxtails are amazing. The few times that I've had it, oxtails were fantastic. Vegetables are for garnish, not the whole meal. Yeah, that's what I say. And sometimes not even for garnish. So did last night, it was awesome. Deep fried gator tail. You know, I can honestly say I've never had deep fried gator tail, but it sounds like it might be good. I think it all depends on the seasoning, doesn't it? Sauerkraut, potatoes, and carrots cooked with beer. Wow, that's interesting. Yeah, you see, now I'm getting hungry. Is food ready? Is there gonna be food ready? I'm getting hungry. This is like the food episode. A special crock for bacon grease. I use it to flavor veggies. Yeah, there's I know a few people who have like the special cast iron pots that they never clean. I hear you're not supposed to clean some of them to keep the flavor in. I don't know if that's true, but I think you're supposed to let something. Is it? Yeah, because I know that's also true with Italian coffee. Not the mug with the coffee makers, but like the old style, like the presses. You're not supposed to clean those out because it changes the flavor of the coffee. Yeah. So you never clean cast iron pans, right? Gator tail is awesome. Look at that. Gator is best with an orange marmalade type dip. I've never heard of this. Wow. One for cornbread. Yes, it's called seasoned cast iron. See, these are things that I just haven't seen or experienced. But yeah, this is the food show. If I know we have it, but we haven't done it. We haven't, you know. Oh, we have gator in the house. Yes, I know we have cats. But I was talking about gator tail. Yeah, I think so. Where do you get gator tail? Can you get gator tail in New York? I'm curious. Yes, if you're watching now, if you're watching this recorded later on, this is the MoB Kaffeeklatsch episode 113, The Food Show, and where we discuss food, food implements, food utensils, and various types of food. Yeah. Let's see, homesteading. Yeah, homesteading is definitely you're doing your own thing for yes. Yes, you can every once in a while. I guess it has to be in a special store. Maybe like a butcher, a special kind of butcher store, like a vivero. We call it a vivero in Spanish, which is a livestock store, I guess is the closest translation, where they have like live chickens and all live animals. And then you say, I want that chicken, that rabbit, and they kill it for you right there. And then they give you the animals. And my mom used to make me go. My mom was so mean. She would make me go with her sometimes, pick out the chicken, and then I didn't know. Like the first time I didn't know. She said, pick out a chicken. I said, oh, that's a nice looking chicken. And then she'd tell the guy, and then I find out that the chicken that I'm eating that night is the chicken that I picked out. Crushed. I was crushed. So okay. So let's see. You can't. I want a crocodile sandwich and make it snap. Very funny. Oh yeah, let's discuss the puns for a moment. Let me just get through these. You need to take a trip to the south for some good fried gators. That sounds good though. I want to try it out. Yeah. Could be why the ex housemates. Gator tail from Amazon, 5 pounds for $119. Wow. You know what? I'm gonna pass on gator tail from Amazon. I think I want it a little fresher. Yeah, that sounds like it's too much. Liana says one of the specialty butcher stores up here in Natoga has a gator once in a blue moon. I guess you have to. It's a seasonal thing, maybe. I don't know. Paige says my late mother-in-law used to make what she called menestre. Sounds like an Italian specialty dish, but it's not the kind you find in a recipe. Italian sausage and pepperoni boiled for ages makes an amazing broth, I would imagine. Yeah. So you need great bread for dunking. Oh yeah, there were potatoes, carrots, and greens. So that sounds really good. Wow. So you guys the food show's making me hungry now. We have one of those stores here, large Southeast Asian community. Maybe in the Patel might have it. Gator. You don't know. All right, so let me talk about the puns real quick so you guys get the scoop early, and then I'm gonna share it with the mom. I love puns. They're getting a little crazy. So here's what's gonna happen. So you guys get the heads up. Repeat puns will be punted. So because what I'm seeing is a lot of puns are just being reused. Also, another FYI, you get one pun per pun day, per pun war Wednesday. One. Because some people just are flooding the room with puns. So one pun. Make it good. Save the other ones for the next Wednesdays. But we keep getting flooded with puns, and we're going to scale back the puns. So no repeat puns, because I saw that notice in the room, and it's true. And one pun per person. So that way, no one, if everybody wants to contribute, they can, but sometimes it's just too many puns, and some people feel, like they're getting punished, with too many puns. Let's see. I just screenshot those. Yeah, those ingredients sound really good. What kind of sausage, Paige? Do you know? Because we can get sausage and pepperoni here. You need to do, Paige. If you have that recipe, you kind of need to put it up in the MoB. I think we need to start having food recipe, like meals, plates, recipes put in the MoB, because we do a lot of food in the books themselves, right? Like with Ezra and the pastrami and Meat is Life. So maybe we need to put some recipes up in the room, because some of these sound really good. I mean, I don't know if I can ever find gator, but I can definitely find the stuff for the menestre, the sausage and pepperoni, and then mix it with some potatoes, some carrots, and greens, and you dunk it with some. Oh my god! Man, you know what? I think we'll cut the show short today. We're just gonna go get some food. So yeah, on a serious note about an unserious topic, puns need to calm down just a bit. So we're gonna do it that way, right? Just so you guys know, that's a heads up. We're pasting the puns like Paige says. We're gonna paste those puns. You get one pun per Wednesday, and if it's a repeat pun, I'm not even going to look at it. It's just gone. It's gone. And let me tell you, I got a great memory for puns. So all those Star Trek puns that keep be getting recycled, adios, they're gone. A few of the other puns that I keep seeing coming back, gone. So I'm not even gonna look who's posting, who's answering the post is gone. So just so heads up, guys. And it's nothing against the puns. I love puns, and puns denote a certain high level of intelligence with wordplay, which is fantastic. But you can't flood the room with puns. This is not the pun room. This is the it's our mob. It's the mob, and it's not for puns. Because if you need a pun room, I have about 10 I can give you that you can just go and pun to your heart's delight. But it's not in our room. So yeah, we enjoy the pun once a week, but it's getting a little out of control. So yeah, too many puns, and then you're tying up the mods with puns when they could just be doing other things to keep the room. Let me just break it down for you. The room is an amazing room, and you don't know it because you're in the room, but there are people outside the room who speak very highly of our space because of how we are. So we want to maintain that, and a big part of maintaining that is the mods. This is a volunteer position, right? They go out of their way to do this, and they make it so that the room remains the way. It's a safe space for everyone, and no one gets harassed, no one gets attacked, things like that. But if they're busy dealing with puns, they can't do what they're supposed to do, which is make sure that the room is a safe space. So the punishment, Audrey, is that the pun gets punted immediately. So that's it. It's just we're just decluttering the room. There's no real punishment. It's just like we saw this one already. If you post more than one, save it for the next week. Adios. The pun goes. Yeah. What's a mod? I'm a Gen Xer. Really, Liana? On Facebook, a mod is a moderator. Paige says a hot Italian sausage, whatever is your favorite. Hard old school pepperoni. Oh, I know this because when we used to go to Orchard Street when I was little, the butcher shops at their heart had that hard old school pepperoni. I'm sure we can still find it. Potatoes, carrots, and for greens, both Savoy cabbage and escarole. And how long do you let it boil? Because letting it boil until whatever that measure was, letting it boil until forever, for ages, isn't a good time frame. We do. I was surprised, Chris, because I know you've told me that we have a great reputation on Facebook. I didn't know, but we do, and we'd like to maintain it that way. Info on new Night Warden novel. Do we have Night Warden scheduled for this year? I don't think so. Yeah, probably the latter half of this year. Yes, I think that would be the 4th book. Yes. I can just go to Katz's, but if I go to Katz's, right, to Great Jewish Deli, if I go to Katz's, I'm getting the pastrami. Come on, guys. Really, I'm going to get a huge pastrami sandwich. I'm going to bring a huge pastrami sandwich get one for Dolly, who's not going to be able to eat the whole thing, but she will eat it in installments. And I'll be eating it in installments because it's that big. I'm not if I'm going to be thinking about pepperoni. I'm going to be thinking about pastrami. So I'm going to have to go to an Italian deli where they have they have those pepperonis and just hanging, and you can just get that. Who was asking about the Night Warden novel? Yeah. Joe? Yeah, Joe. So the new Night Warden novel should be coming out later this year. I got a few Mountain Strongs to do, a few M&S to do. Yeah, pastrami and rye, yum. And you don't have to like pastrami. It's okay. There's other meats that are out there, but meat is life. So so the reason I focused on pastrami is the backstory for pastrami for Peaches is because he's a hellhound, right? And no one knows what hellhounds eat because hellhounds are supposedly ever eat anything. Supposed to eat anything, right? But I needed something singular for the meat that a hellhound would eat, something that would make sense. And if you think of what comes up with the pastrami, you get Ezra, you get the deli, you get all this stuff that's connected to the pastrami. It was a meat that had ties to it. Also, pastrami is really good when it's made in a good sandwich like pastrami on rye. Ooh, yeah, yum. Some mustard, you got pickles. It works. And then if you get the egg cream from Katz's Deli, like this is real food. You're not gonna eat for a good day if you get a pastrami sandwich from Katz's. Yeah. Pace says, I never time the boil. The longer it simmers, the better. Okay, it takes time to get the greens tender. I'd simmer for an hour and a half maybe, and add potatoes later. So I don't, yeah, because then they'll just turn to mashed potatoes, right? Okay. Definitely, we'll definitely try that one. Joe, I'm guessing, is saying Night Warden Novels is what got me into this universe in the first place. Yeah, a lot of people have said that, Joe. I didn't realize how many people came into the M&S World, because it is part of the M&S World, through Night Warden. I was not aware, because for me, Gray and Company is kind of a guilty pleasure. I kind of write Gray for myself, so I don't see Gray, Frank, Coda, and Cole as like they're out there so much, as more like my own kind of little secret world that I write in. Much less than Monty and Strong. Like Monty and Strong, I know everyone kind of recognizes Monty and Strong, but Gray and Company is a little like the dark corner of the M&S world, right? Where the outcasts are. And so, but I hear that often, that I discovered M&S through Gray. I discovered M&S through Night Warden. So it's amazing that there are a lot of people who read Night Warden, because the real draw for me, besides, I mean, the characters are awesome, right? But the real draw for me for Night Warden are the covers. Those covers are phenomenal. I mean, it's like art. So that's one of the real draws for me in terms of Night Warden. But other than that, and the story, obviously, but other than that, it's like Chris says, Gray is really close to my heart. I mean, all my characters are close, but Gray is like really close. So I don't know what to say. That's just my opinion of Night Warden. Let's see. You're waiting for a grocery order this afternoon with pastrami and rye bread. Paige, did I not say I was hungry? Oh my God, I'm starving now. Let's see. Chris says, I worked in a sausage casing plant for a year when my daughter was born. We made the casings from a giant. Wow, see, I didn't know that. That's amazing. You actually got to see how the sausage was made. It's awesome. Eat anything as long as it's not vegetarian. We know what happens when peaches eat vegetarian. We don't want deathane. This is why meat is life. Peaches doesn't eat anything vegetarian. Sorry, or vegetables for that matter. Yeah. Who says now I gotta get Night Warden? Kitty, you haven't got Night Warden? Shame, for shame. Okay. Why not both? Oh, yeah. I'm not split between pastrami and corned beef. I grew up among a lot of a big Jewish community. Corned beef was a staple. You had corned beef. It's like part of everything else. So, yeah. The only other meat that I grew up with that's probably not considered meat anymore is Spam. And I ate a lot of Spam. Wow. If you want to talk about salt, just thinking about Spam makes me, it's just so salty. Yeah. Let's see. Yes, please read them. They're awesome. I second that. Whoever said that, who said that? Yes, please read them. They're awesome. I second what Joe says. Please read them. They're awesome. Tommy says the same thing. He came to M&S through Night Warden. Wow, it's amazing. Yes, Spam. When I grew up, I used to confiscate, because they came. I don't know if they still do. I haven't had Spam in decades. They used to come in these little tins that you would get, right? They're like rectangular tins. The meat was rectangular. I mean, that should be a clue that it's not regular meat. But it came in a rectangular tin, and you had to have a special key that you would wrap around the metal, the aluminum, and it would go all around the edge of the tin. That was fun. And then you'd be able to take off the cover, the top, and then you can just eat the Spam. And that's what I would do. I would eat the Spam. My mom would discover me eating the Spam, like with crackers or with other things. But it's the salt content in Spam was ridiculous. And then my mom would sometimes, we have something in Spanish that's like sausage, like salchichon. It's just sausage, right? Dominican sausage. But you could take spam and fry it as well. And my mom would sometimes fry spam with eggs and potatoes. Okay, this is getting bad. This is getting bad. Getting so hungry. Yeah. So spam is amazing. I mean, I think I gotta put some spam into Ezra's. I gotta have Ezra serve some spam. I've never had. Well, you know what? I've had venison, which is deer meat. So I've had venison, but I've never had like regular deer. Like I never had it often. And when you ran out of cooked beef, yeah, you go. So the one time my mom tried to pull a fast one on me is when she served us duck. I had never had duck, and she said it's like chicken. So she serves us duck. I'm eating this and go, this chicken tastes funny. Why does this chicken taste so funny? Right? And she had seasoned it with wine. So on top of it not really being chicken, it tasted funny. It tasted like it was, it was saturated with wine. I'm like, this is some funny tasting chicken. There you go. I have had duck. Duck is pretty good. It's a little more gamey, more more chewy than chicken. This really has become the food episode. Oh my God. All right. Is there a reason Night Warden book prints is so much small? Also, always been curious as to why page numbers disappear from all the books. I don't know why the page numbers have disappeared. That's the strangest thing. I've asked Amazon to look into it, and they have yet to get back to me on that. As for the print being smaller, I don't know. Again, it's something on Amazon's end that I have had to look into. Because I use the same format I use for Mountain Strong. The early books for Night Warden, let me see, I can see them. Some of them were a smaller size, and that may be why they're smaller print. That's the only thing. So yeah, but other than that, excuse me, it's the same process I use for Mountain Strong, which is murder on my eyes. As you can see, I wear glasses. It's murder on my eyes, and I'm sure it's murder on other eyes because, I read my books. I try to read my books on my phone because I could increase the text size. But when I have the actual print book, I'm trying to see if I can see a Night Warden book. I don't have one nearby. They're all up there on the shelf. Sorry. Yeah. Let's see. So fried spam and butter. Oh my God. Still have some deer in the freezer. I didn't make deer jerky. Deer jerky is good. I've had that. They have spam commercials. I don't have TV anymore. I'm direct to cable in a sense, so I don't really watch commercials. Duck. Yeah, after that one time I tried duck, I was done with duck. But it's a really good. It feels like a rich meat. It's different, Not. I don't know. It's hard to explain duck. It's like saturated chicken. It feels like. Yeah. Venison jerky sounds good. Yeah, it's a higher fat content. That's what it is. Yeah. Very rich, all dark meat. It's good, but it's not chicken. It's not chicken. You can't tell a kid this is just like chicken, except a little different. No, it's not gonna work. That's like that one time, and I blame my mom for this. She cooked up some liver and made it look, oh my God, it had onions, and she sauteed and fried it and made it look like steak, but it was liver. And she said, this is just as good as steak. Oh man, I'm cutting it. I got a fork full. I put it in my mouth. I'm chewing it. I'm like, what the heck is this? It was not steak. It was liver. Fried liver. I mean, it's good if you love liver. I didn't like liver. Tried to pull a fast one. I was like, oh man. That was like bad memory of liver and onions. I can eat steak and onions all day, every day. Ask Dolly. Polanco's is the guy. He's a restaurant that's nearby that makes. But when Dolly makes it, and I make a mean fried steak, I do like a pepper steak that's like whoa with onions, and I use the purple onions. Oh my God, man! Maybe we should go get some meat today. So purple onions, steak strips. And it's basically stir fried, Oh, it's so good. But you make liver and onions, you can miss me with that one. I'm not going there. She tried to make us eat it. She didn't make us eat it, but she tried to pass it off as this is steak. Go for it. And I was like, this is not steak. So yeah. Yeah, liver sausage. I'm gonna pass on that. I've never had kangaroo and ostrich. I think these are things you can find in Australia, I'm guessing. Or very, very specialty stores, especially the kangaroo. Yeah. Let's see. My mom told us at age 5, 6, rabbit with chicken. You guys are eating Bugs Bunny, and that was it. I'm sure they were screaming after that for sure. Now I'm starving. You guys don't understand. I do intermittent fasting. I'm starving right now because I don't eat until noon. So yeah, this is like the hunger episode. So is there a cozy M&S in your future or something? Those usually have recipes. Just really, I didn't know. I've never read a cozy. Is it? Who asked that? John. JL, what's going on, dude? How are you? No, I don't anticipate a cozy M&S in my future. And John Logson is a fellow indie author and someone who has helped me tremendously in my writer adventure. And also, he has a bunch of books out there. So if you haven't gotten any of his books, please look up John Logson and get his books. We support our indie authors. Hunger Games. Yeah, this is like the Hunger Games episode. It's ridiculous. All right, let me get to the questions because we have a bunch of questions and I want to get to them because as we have time. So I am not gonna be able to see the feed, but Dolly will. So I'm gonna go to the questions right now. Okay, we have questions. First question from Chris Chrisman. Dos. And before I start, I want to thank you all for your questions. You guys, the questions help the show become even more dynamic and more interactive. So I appreciate all of you and the questions. And you guys are amazing. Thank you. Chris Chrisman asks, does Frank show his true dragon size and power in this book? Frank's true dragon size is that of a thorny lizard. That's his true dragon size. His true dragon power, you've seen bits of it, but he hasn't demonstrated his full power yet because he really is a very powerful mage in an itty bitty lizard. So we're gonna see more of that later on, probably in the next Night Warden book. Like the last Night Warden book, he was flexing his ability just a bit, but the next Night Warden book, because Coda is going through changes, you're gonna see more Frank flex a bit. And in these, the Brew and Chew adventures, yeah, Frank is gonna show up a lot more. So it's gonna be fun. Yeah, that's a great question. Thank you, Chris. So Audrey, who's keeping that streak going, has several questions. Let's go. Audrey asks, Orlando, what's 1 or 2 books that all writers should read? Wow. Okay. Whether you're a pantser or plotter, most writers will recommend reading On Writing by Stephen King. Even though he's a pantser, it has good things for everyone. Another book I would recommend is Larry Brooks on story engineering because it helps you understand the structure of writing. If you want to really get into the nuts and bolts of writing, even though this is a screenplay book, Robert McKee's story, and this isn't a small book, this is like a massive thing, but he uses film to break down how stories work, and he's very good at it. Robert McKee's story is, it's a massive book, but I recommend that every writer read it at least once to kind of get a grasp of how stories are translated from written form to film, to different mediums. But story is story, right? And so whether it's written or whether it's filmed, the story has to work. And that book really helps you understand how stories work. Then I would also recommend, I know this is like 3 now, The War of Art, which is also very good. And I think I'm going to leave it there. There's many more, but those are the ones I would recommend every writer should read. I'm sure there's others. I'm sure the other authors, if you're a writer and you're right here, shout out what book you think writers should read. But yeah, and books that you should have just for the sake of having it, because it's good to have: Elements of Style, Strunk and White. No one really uses it anymore, but let me tell you, a lot of the stuff that's in there is still very useful. A lot of it's outdated because writing has changed, because we've changed as a society. But a lot of what's in that book is timeless, so it does help. Okay, next question. Dolly, you're making a buddy movie. Who's your buddy? What's the genre? Or do you have a favorite buddy movie?
What's a buddy movie?
She just asked, what's a buddy movie? So she's not making a buddy movie, and she doesn't know what the genre is. So the buddy movie concept is
Is it
like
Miami
like
Vice?
Lethal Weapon, like two cops. It's
Yeah.
usually called
Like-
cop buddy movie.
Right.
So two cops out against the world.
Okay.
They're fighting corruption and they're fighting, but they're the only ones and no one understands them and things like that. So go ahead. What's your buddy movie?
Can we have a buddy movie where the buddies eat?
It's an eating buddy movie.
Like Anthony Bourdain, Zimmerman, just with a buddy.
That would be a great. I would watch that. I would watch that. Anthony Bourdain, R.I.P. and Zimmerman.
Yeah, I'd buddy up with my sister and we can go around the world.
Go from restaurant to restaurant.
Yes.
Yes.
The best
So-
restaurants and also street cards.
Oh,
local
street vendors.
cooking, yes,
All
street
right, so
vendors.
Dolly's ideal buddy movie. The genre is food, and her buddy is her sister because her sister's just like her when it comes to like eating. Right? They love to eat. It's not that they love to eat food. They love to. How do I explain this? They love the different tastes, the different sensations, and just exploring food. They love food, right? I think she's part Italian. It could be that, and part Latina too. So it would be the genre is food, gustatory, I guess, gastronomical, and a buddy's her sister, and that would be the deal. There you go. So that's the buddy movie, and the buddy movie is titled "Food Around the World." There you go. All right, Orlando, will there be any new, different Sinatran vehicles? Always. There's no shortage of American classic vehicles that can be brought into the Sinatran garage because, I'm already thinking of having a Shelby Ford Mustang at some point be a Sinatran vehicle, like an Eleanor type vehicle. So we'll see. There's no shortage. If you go through the history of American motor cars, American muscle cars, basically, because that's really the niche, the genre, geez, the niche. Thinking like a writer. So the niche of automotive vehicles or automotive art, because really back then cars were art. It wasn't just a vehicle to get from here to there. There was real work put into it. There was craftsmanship. The cars looked gorgeous. And so if you look at American muscle cars, there's many years where cars came out that are just in that time frame that can be brought into. I've only brought in a Ford GTO. Well, actually, there's a few cars that we brought in. The most recent one was the Lincoln, the tank. That's a beautiful car, especially when it's murdered out. Oh my God, it's amazing. So yes, there would definitely be new, different. I just need the drivers for them, Audrey. You can't just give anyone a Sinatran car. Come on, no. And you also know that Cecil does do high-end luxury cars because the car that Simon trashed. It wasn't really Simon, it was Bruce, but Cecil still blames Simon, was an Aventador, a Lamborghini. So, Cecil's not limited to, just muscle cars. He said, I love muscle cars. But he also had the Shrike, which was a plane. So Cecil's like land, sea, air, everything, He had the Mobula, which is it was a boat and also a submarine. So Cecil's multifaceted. Okay, Rebecca. Those are great questions, Audrey. Thank you so much. Rebecca Birovsek asks, has anyone called Frank Mushu? You know what? No one has. But the next time Simon and Frank meet face to face, it's going to happen. Okay? Things that not many people know Mulan. So Mushu would be like, is he calling him Mushu pork? Why is he calling him Mushu? But if you've watched Mulan, the animated version, you know where that reference is from. So it's definitely a Disney reference. And calling Frank Mushu is perfect. So, because dragon, not lizard, right? Okay. Kitty Pierce asks, are Peanut and Cece getting their own book? It's not so much that they're getting their own book. They're going to have their own series, but it's already existing. We're just introducing Peanut into Cece's series. So it's kind of like that series was waiting for Peanut in a way. So Peanut came along in the Patreon stories, and then she kind of stepped out of the Patreon world into the M&S world, and now she's going to step out of the M&S world into, well, she's still going to be in the M&S World, but she's going to step into the Brew and Chew crew. And together they're going to be Destruction and Mayhem, or Mayhem and Destruction. They're interchangeable because they're both dangerous. So yes, that was a very long-winded way of saying, yes, Kitty, they're getting their own books, not just books. So Peanut has Kai, which is a drake, a baby dragon. And Cece has Rags, which is her guardian, which I think you can kind of see in that picture if you look at the post where the questions are posted. Or you can see both Kai and Rags. So they're both kind of like guardians of the girls. So there you go. And those are the questions. We got through these quick today. Fantastic. If you have any questions, and this is the time to ask it right now. Oh my God. Let's see. Oh, you may not answer that. Oh, wait, we're going back. Hold on. Let me go back and see. Connie, welcome. No, it's okay. Family's over. Family's important. You got to let them, that's what you do. Welcome, Connie. Around the World in 80 Meals. Now, that's a title for you. Although you can't limit it to 80 meals. That's not going to happen. Try out You're Strunk and White by Gary Hoffman. Oh, I've never heard of that. Is it good, Paige? That sounds good. I'll have to pick that up. Oh, yes. Save the Cat is also very good. There's a revised edition of Save the Cat. If you're starting out as an author, that's a screenplay book, but it works really well, So, yes. I can see that happening, Paige, where it devolves into food porn because, geez, if you left us to our devices, we'd be talking about food all the time. So, let's see. Oh, my God, it's all food. You guys are bad for someone who hasn't eaten, okay? Yes, and I second that he has awesome books. If you haven't read any of John Logsdon's books, go get his books, any of them. Or I would start with Ian Dex, the PPD books, and then get all his books because, yeah, you should. Just because, for real. All right, let's see. Rush Hour is a good example. So is Blues Brothers. Yeah, I don't know what we were talking about, but okay. Oh, those are buddy movies. You got Lethal Weapon, Rush Hour, Blues Brothers. You want a really good buddy movie that's not a buddy movie? Little dark, though. Unforgiven with Morgan Freeman and Clint Eastwood. Whoa. You want to talk about, it's a quintessential Western buddy movie. It was so good. So good. All right, so we're on to Cars 52 Chevy. I've thought about the 52 Chevy, but it's just like it's so overused. I'm trying to find cars that aren't so used, Oh, so here's the question. You may not answer this, but who actually is Cecil? I don't understand the question. In relation to what? Who is Cecil? What's the context? Like you want to hear who is Cecil, but in relation, there has to be a context for that. So I can't answer that until you give me the context. Like, who is he to Monty? Who is he in life? Like, what is he? What is he? Things like that. There's a lot of context that's missing there. Wendy says, I keep hearing bunny movies. I mean, Emerald. That's great. Emerald and Elmer Fudd and Hassan Pfeffer. Perfect. That's great, Wendy. You're welcome, Audrey. The Coupe Simone. That was Monty's fault, the Coupe Simone. And that's why he's having another one made. But the Coupe Simone, we don't even know if it was a real vehicle, according to the mythos or the lore. They say it's real. They say it disappeared during the war. They never found it. It's in someone's garage somewhere, or it got destroyed with bombing and shelling. They don't know. They have the drawings. They have the plans of it, but they don't have an actual vehicle. And only one was made. So that's what, according to the lore. But we don't know. But in our world, we have a Coupe Simone that got crushed, and we're making another one. So yeah. Let's see. Anywhere on the Red Shirt contest? No, because I haven't started Immortal yet, which is the next Monty and Strong. When I get started on Immortal, I'll do the Red Shirt contest before I start Immortal, or as I'm starting Immortal, so that the winner of the Red Shirt contest could be in the story. Is he's Monty's cousin or something? Or something. We're gonna go with or something. Yeah. Peanut needs to somehow do over spam and get. I don't even know what that means, Tommy. Cecil's family has been friends with the Montagues for generations upon generations. Yes, that is according to the lore of the stories in the M&S World. Yes, it was in Stormblood. If you read Stormblood, there's Cecil is in. He figures heavily in that book, and he goes a little bit into his history. Yeah. The dragon is Frank. Yeah. No, that dragon is not Frank. That dragon is Kai, Kai is a drake, not a dragon. And Frank is not a dragon. Frank is a thorny lizard who thinks he's a dragon. So it's a big different thing. I like how everyone's trying to guess who Cecil is. See, that's awesome. The E-Index books are how I discovered M&S. Awesome, Sarah. See, it's amazing. And I've had people go the other way too, who've gone M&S and then found E-Index, because they have a bit of a there's that one scene where John and I almost had a brain aneurysm, where we cross over Ian and Monty and Strong, E-Index and Monty in London. And because of that crossover, readers went to both series, which was awesome. Someone's asking, Butch and Sundance was a great buddy movie. I think it was one of the first buddy movies. Is Cecil a former god or deity or something along those lines? It seems like there's more to him than meets the eye. Yes, there is more to him than meets the eye. Will we be seeing more of Sid? Yes, definitely more of Sid. Sid is like spice. I gotta use him sparingly. Let's see. Wendy says, I recently took a dog sitting job for a guy who is a drag racing legend and has a totally tricked out 1968 Camaro. Oh my God, it's a beautiful car in his barn. I'm negotiating for driving it in exchange for a reduced rate. Forget buying it. If you're gonna watch his dog, he should trade you the car for you watching the dog. That's the only acceptable price, Wendy. Settle for nothing less. Sid needs his own story. Sid has a heavily featured part in The Designers, which is a series I just haven't gotten to, but it does exist. On paper and in my head. Yeah. Yes. Oh, sorry, I was meant to say discover spam. Got it. Not yet. Waiting for them to let me know. Okay, cool. Let's see what else we got. Are they still traveling by RV? Kai wants to be a dragon. Out. Okay. I don't know why that went up there, but okay. Kai wants to be a dragon. Kai is a dragon. He's a drake, but he wants to be a dragon. Yes. Pretty sure. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I'm not in the middle of this one. So
he's talking about Ian books.
Oh, the Ian books. Yeah. So Shane, Orlando, and Eric are part of the council. Yeah, you can blame John Logsdon for making us part of the council. I'm one of those guys. I think I'm the scary one. Yeah. 69 Dodge Charger. I don't know if a Charger is part of in the mythos of Monty and Strong, but I know I have a Barracuda, which is what Ronan drives, and I have the Widow, which is what Ursula drives, and that's a beautiful vehicle. Yeah. No, I totally get it. You guys do your side chat. No problem. We're almost done anyway. So yeah, people, just to kind of poke my nose into your side chat, people find all these series through other series, which is awesome. And this is why, as an author, you should have author friends so that you can promote other authors. Like I've promoted Brad. Brad has Monty and Strong in one of his books, which surprised the heck out of me because Brad, he told me when he was doing it. It was not like it caught me by surprise, but it was awesome that he would include Monty and Strong in his series. You know, it's fantastic. And I've done it with Dresden. I've done it with Nate. I've done it with Nate Temple. I've done it with a few other. But, you know, every so often you move away and you change and you meet other authors and you include other characters. It's always amazing, you know. So, yeah, but definitely with Ian Dex, we did that crossover. I still remember it vividly that John and I were losing it, just trying to make those two. And I think we did it really well because if you read John's book, it's from Ian Dex's perspective. And then if you read my book, it's from Monty and Strong's perspective. And it works out seamlessly. It works out really well in both books. So that's amazing. Yeah. So glad you can come by, Liana, and be here with us. Yeah. If anyone has any last questions, this is the time to ask because we're closing this show for today. I remember Brad asking me about putting you in his book. That's also like Epic Con. Yeah. It's amazing. It's fun. I think it's fun. I think that's only something that can happen now more so with indie authors. Yeah. Yeah, the Mobula is an actual Lamborghini yacht. and it does. It's a real yacht. It's a Lamborghini. Has a they kind of call it a speedboat yacht, but it's a yacht. I think it's a 65-footer. It's huge, except that the Lamborghini one doesn't do what the Sumatran one does, which is become a submersible. That one, the Lamborghini one, stays above the water. The Sumatran one goes underwater and becomes a submarine because it's a Sumatran vehicle. It can't just be a yacht. Come on, guys, really. It's Cecil. You know he's gonna do something special with it. I don't know if I can't spoil it, but things happen to that poor yacht. I'll say that without spoiling. Yeah, it was a fun scene. He sent it to me, not for approval, because I told him go for it, go crazy, Yeah. Let's see if I recall. Oh, I'm the wizard. Yeah, I think I'm the wizard in that council. I'm the scary one. I think John is in there too somewhere. I think he's got to be one of the council. I don't think he left himself out. You'd have to ask him because it's been a while since I've read PPD. So yeah, Chris, I think that was really smart of Brad to do that, to include himself and be one of the writers in the panel. That was fantastic. That's like a dream panel. You want to have a panel like that. You get all your favorite indie authors, put them in the panel, and then you have a con around them. That'd be great. Yeah, for Peaches Con, we'll do that. We'll get a whole bunch of authors and just invite them to panels and have them talk and stuff like that. And a super fan in a rubber snake suit. All right, guys, we are going to wrap it up because if not, we would be here all day. Oh, I didn't. Okay, did I do any of the audio to update? Any updates? Corpse Road is out. Don't forget to get it, guys. Leave a review if you haven't. It's doing amazingly well on Amazon. Thank you all for being here, guys. Let me just do these last book and audio updates if we have any audio updates. Endgame Tango is in the process of being written, and it's going really well. And Gray is trying to take control of everything, but I can't let him. Immortal starts in March sometime, so that's going to be coming up soon. We have signed paperbacks for Corpse Road and Shadow Queen. So either contact Dolly or go to our website. Yes, go to our website, and you can get signed paperbacks. And there's a new Patreon short story coming out in March. That one's called Peanut and Kai. I already have most of it written, but I can't release it until March. Sorry, because we have a certain schedule for those, right? This is an Amazon. Oh, this is my Amazon author page. Let me put this up. You can go there. All the books are there. I think all the books are there. I'm pretty sure all the books are there. If they're not there, they're on the website. Yeah. So you have audiobooks and signed paperback. Go there. For paperbacks, there's another site. Click this one. This is our shop on our website. Collection paperbacks. You go there, you can get your signed paperbacks. So, guys, go there, get your paperbacks. Visit Amazon. This is the Amazon author page. Has everything on it. Wendy, thank you for coming, guys. I want to thank you all for being here today. It's awesome. John is still here. Thank you for the cameo appearance and being here. You guys totally rock. You know the 3 B's, right? Be kind, be unstoppable, and be uncommon. All right. And those who can't be here but are always here in spirit, to the hashtag villains, you know who you are. Hope you can watch this in the reruns or the recycle. Have a great weekend.
And was asking if you have ARC readers.
Who? What? Wait, what? Who?
And was asking if you have ARC readers.
Do I have ARC readers? We have something called the ART. A-R-T. It's a group on Facebook. You send me a PM. You have to friend me because it's a private room. You send me a PM. I can put you into the ART, which is the advanced reader team. Same thing as the advanced reader. You have advanced reader copies. Advanced reader team. You be part of the ART, and there's a whole way of doing our ARC reading, our advanced or beta reading. We use reader links, and it's a special software for every author, which is awesome. But it makes the beta reading really easy, and easy to make notes, easy to make edits, and it really helps out. It saves time, and it helps the author, and it helps the readers too. So yeah. So thank you all for being here today, guys. You guys are amazing. Have a great weekend. We're gonna have a soggy weekend, but it's still gonna be a great weekend because the temperature is going up, which is nice. Thank you for all the food references. I am now officially starving. Thank you all for that. Yes, I'm gonna go and stuff my face as soon as I get off this because I'm gonna be hungry. Not hungry, hungry. And thank you guys. You guys are amazing. I always say I can't do this without you. You, the mob, you guys are fantastic. And I really am privileged and honored to have you as part of my mob family. Now I'm gonna go eat something because meat is life. Have a great weekend. Bye, guys. Oh, wait. We gotta do the music. We can't close without the music. So I'm sorry some of you left. Come on, 1 through 7, pick a number. You get the first 10 people. Go. And I'll put the music, the closing music. Ba-ba. First 10 people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's it, I think. We got 10 already, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. What number is the most, baby? They all picked a different number. 1 through 7. Why do I see a 9 in there, Audrey? All right. Let's see. I see a 3, 3. 1, 5, 6, 6, 6. I think 6 is it. 4 and 6. All right. I'm going to play 6. I think I'm going to play 4. And then we'll do 6. And we're going to take this off.